spells on us, hexes. That's why on TV we have, for a movie, for the role, they find the cast, and your everyday programming and news is the broadcast. It's all about spells and magic, which is really magnetism. So them being able to manipulate magnetism through light and the lighting on the TVs, different frequencies and things, sending signals right to your brain to keep you in the hex, keep you in the spell. I used to think the hand symbolism with the 6 just means obviously 6 or 666 with the 3 that they do, but it's even deeper than that, because think about it, a 6 is a hexagram, symbolizes Saturn, but the 6 is a hexagram. A hex is a spell. That's why you got the 6s everywhere in your face. Them teasing you with it, letting you know that you're under a spell. Stay asleep, stay watching, stay programmed.
A lot of times you'll see things predicted in movies, or what, they want you to think it's just predicting. It's not them predicting, it's all a part of their magic and their rituals that they do. This shit's all laid out for a long time. Like this book, 1950s, about a guy named Elon. So it's not that they're predicting it. It's Elon's a part of these families. He's a part of these elite bloodlines, if you want to even call them that. Without the illusion of power, individually, they're nothing. But anyways, it's not that they're predicting it. It's that these bloodlines have this shit written out, and it's a plan that they're following. Just like another video I'm doing about Trump in a book that was written 1800s about Trump being the last president. So when 2024 comes back around, everyone is praying for Trump to get back in as revelations unfolding. Check out Palestine's flag up until the 1940s. Probably just another one of millions of coincidences. Kind of looks like their flag. The whole point is signifying that the circle is a lot smaller than you think, and all these countries versus that country, and this power versus that power, this military versus that. It appears real, and it is. War is real because of the people are dying and getting sacrificed for the bigger agenda, but it's false flag wars. Plan. It's like playing a video game, building up your army, stacking up the guns, ammo, equipment, technology, and then when it's battle time and you're ready to go, you send in your soul dyers. You're not physically being affected. The ones with the real heart, the brave ones, they go into battle not knowing the real mission. In the meantime, hundreds, then thousands, then millions have been killed. What gets accomplished? Besides an agenda to erase us, the present human, they're ready to create a new one in their liking. I've heard that before.
Sacrificial lambs for these false gods that want us dead. They claiming royal, but they genetics is spoiled. My higher self connected like I'm tethered to coil. I got my tin hat while you trapped in the foil. I bad a man, but I won't rob him. A true seeker, I'm out here murking goblins. I got no cape, just lyrical weight that anchor you. I'm gon' break an ankle, you gon' need a tank or two.
Good example again, how all these families, these black nobility bloodlines are all connected. Prince Pallavicini at a medical conference helping out the children, I'm sure, is at a Medici medical conference. There's a marriage between those two families, Pallavicini and Medici, merging those two powers, just like a lot of the other nobility banking dynasties. Same old song and dance over at the Vatican, I guess.
The beast is the war machine waiting to blast you. False flag, war, poverty, blood in the street. Continuing that mission till the pyramid is complete. They're controlling our people through politics and religion. Controllers building bunkers under boulders, Bible prediction. It was all scripted. I'm smarter now and a little older. Analyzing the world, realizing this.
You know, this crown prince, if you look at Pallavicini, their traditional coat of arms, just like the House of Windsor, they got the harp on there. This is all, you know, these are symbols. These are subliminal. Harp. If you know what harp is, shoots lots and lots and lots, basically billions of watts of energy wherever it's directed up into the sky. For what? They have an explanation. How funny is this? Knowing that harp, dealing with possibly, can't even, it's crazy, can't even say these words no more. Weather rhymes with stipulation, but starts with an M. You get it. So, what's the odds? He's got a book called The Winds of Change. Pure coincidence. Also, when you look at their coat of arms, clearly got the double phoenix, but the same as 33rd degree Freemasonry, they got the double phoenix with the 33. And on this one, on the sword, you got the 33. And I can see here the Baphomet goat, the goat, the goat of Mendes right inside there. I don't even think I have to put it next to it. I'm sure you can see that. And back to the coat of arms, the harp, the outline of it obviously kind of looks like horns, like Hathor or from a couple different mythologies, but also like the a horseshoe kind of looks like the Omega symbol as well, symbol for death and alchemy. It can also be a symbol representing the North Pole. You know, that horseshoe is a magnet, a pole, or a man-made machine is what we're looking at. If we bring up Pinky in the Brain, showing you horseshoe, it's symbolizing a magnet, and it's in the center, so it's signifying the North Pole, the pole star, pulsar, the light coming from there, from the hole. But also on theirs is more so the manipulated version, like a CERN version, cracking through the sky, separating the sky. Pallava in Iran, Pallavicini in Italy. They got, in Italy, they got Palatine Hill in Rome. Interesting. It's been said this is one of the most ancient empire, vampire families from the Vatican. Everywhere. Just like all these other black nobility families that haven't went nowhere, just rebranded, all still in control of the simulation, the simulated world they've created. So yeah, multiple countries, you got crown princes that are Palava or Pallavicini or a different version of the same name coming from the same family. So they're in Rome, Iran, Islam. This one here, Yahya. These are key guys behind the scenes. Key powers. Hidden hand. And this adds on to what I do in these videos, part of what I do, to show you how at some point in time they've branched out and merged their bloodlines with all these other families to create a even bigger crime syndicate. I mean, what else you gonna call it? It's been said this is one of the most ancient empire vampire families from the Vatican. They go from the top and it trickles down to every aspect of the system, the whole operations of the world. They're involved with everything: banking, pharma, winery, all big industry, petro, science, TV, Hollywood. The name Palva, it's a word much older than these that claim the names. There's a connection in Hollywood specifically with the Kardashians to the Pallavicinis as well. Shocking. They're all sorcerers at the highest level. Go all the way back. We'll show you how far back this family, one of the owners of the Matrix families. Let's see how far back they go. History: earliest attest use of Palava. So keep in mind again, that's the same family from the Roman Empire, Pallavicini. Pallavicino, the different names they go under. So we're talking right here, 250 BC. That's just based off this simple search. And there's something called the Palava scripts, which is actually it's their own language, and it roots off of other languages, the parent systems: Egyptian, hieroglyphics, Proto-Syriac, Phoenician alphabet, Aramaic alphabet, Palava scripts. The etymology on Palava, whatever. To be derived from Old Iranian word meaning Parthia. We'll go down. The good stuff for me is once you get into the different German, High German, and stuff like that, and Norse, and then of course Sanskrit. Get to the root. And here when we go down to Sanskrit, earth, and Parthavi, Basically means Lord of the Earth. And of course, out of the, Saturnian bloodlines, the Zoroastrian, the Illuminati bloodlines, whatever name you want to put on, we know the names and quite a few of the branch names that they do, that they go under. That's what I do. That's what I try to do. That etymology tie into that what I just read, though, that basically signifies the importance of Iran itself, and why I was again choosing that family for this vid is that looks like where there's some beef in between, regardless if it's set up or not. It's kind of looking like it's Iran and US. Trump Tower, the double T's, the double cross. That he likes to use tower because he knows all about Tesla's technology. They are the ones in control of it. I was mentioning Trump Tower. I put all the syncretisms and connections between him and the Tesla technology, and the fact that he's one of the most hidden magicians out of them all, because he was able to make most of the world believe that he's for the people. But the signs and symbols never lie to me. They might not register to everyone, but once they do, you can't be convinced of anything. Because they always got to show their hand, literally. I look at this alchemical symbol, one of the seals of Solomon. As soon as you look at it, you can see what it is. It's Wardenclyffe Towers. It's Tesla Tower. Same symbolism. They're speaking a language right there. Alchemical language. Metaphysical. Now look at that symbol closely. It's the same symbol they're using in alchemy for transcendence, the AO, the triangle and the O, triangle and the circle. Also what it is, I mentioned it before, it's hard to show people that portray a hero, or they portray him as a hero. It's hard to show people that he's a part of the game, but he is. Like I've shown before, MAGA in Sanskrit means magician, and this is coming from someone that's nor right or left. I'm not even on that plane at all. You understand what red and blue is all about. See, I'm not red or blue, something in between. Matters of fact, behind the green screen. Baden is the forensics, the top forensics guy that ended up getting a hold of Epstein's body. from my view, he's tied to the Orsini's. His last name is Baden. That's one of the names they go under in this kind of world. I think that's a coincidence. I take a deep dive into Trump's coat of arms. Number one, notice the arrow on top. So in magic, that arrow symbolizes a spell being casted. And it's been said too that they call Trump the tip of the spear. It's the tip of the spear right here. And of course there's a knight on his coat of arms, a knighted family or a knighted individual, to say the least. Like most bloodlines, coat of arms, these specific bloodlines, I mean the banking families, these dynasties and houses that have been in power the whole time. They reveal a lot through simply their coat of arms, if you know what to look for and you know what these symbols all mean. You also have the hand breaking through the box, Pandora's box, or the box in the cube. Saw Saturn symbolism. Tip of the spear. To be Drumpf. Way back before he was born, 1700s, it was Drumpf.
And it is a known fact that all the presidents that have, well, reigned in the United States have all been related. So let's have a look at what the media has to say. If all presidents are related, which of the 2017 candidates will be the next president? As it turns out, both Trump and Hillary Clinton are related to John of Gaunt, a 14th century royal. Gaunt was the first Duke of Lancaster, who was the son of King Edward III. According to MyHeritage, Trump is related through his mother, Mary Ann McLeod, back to his 17th grandfather, John Beaufort, while Clinton is related through her father and the Rodham family back to the 17th great-grandmother, Joan Beaufort. The two candidates are 19th cousins, and so they both have the right bloodlines to continue this lineage. Now,
if you take the Vatican way back when they were Vikings, that symbol was a triple horn. Coincidence. They ran out of logos again. Logo generator. And then of course you got the box itself on the warp speed. The black box. Or the cube. And it's inside of a circle, but instead of a swastika, it's more so a 3 inside of there. Just like the Google Chrome. In alchemy, it means vortex. Portal, basically. Producing heat. On the Trump International logo, he's got North symbolism. The symbol for North. These are the guys that have all the secrets of the North Pole, secrets of Antarctica, what's on the other side. X marks the spot. That's the crossing. It's the North Pole. And again, coincidence that Russia has the double of this other one I came across. It's a Trump organization in New York. Very intricate, huh? A lot going on in there. It's a maze. The cube. And it's got the same center logo as actually Mercedes, but the warp speed logo that I showed you. What's the point? Just showing you how they're all tied in. Also came across this. I've shown before, the first Reebok logo had the T in it, the same T that Tesla uses, Tetragrammaton, that capital T. And there's no T in the word Reebok. Anyways, one of their older ones now off the classics. You remember this one? But really look at what we're seeing here. Made me think of this, Knights of Malta. Oh, I feel like I'm having a Mandela effect. Mandela would know all about that, huh? So when you take a look at that Space Force logo, yeah, you're looking at an old symbol for the North Pole. You're also looking at, Pontiac uses it upside down. But now when you connect four of them and the point put in the center, now we're working with Knights of Malta. Now looking at this, you can see where they look alike. So, we already know, and I showed them some other videos how I'm tying in Aleister Crowley to the Rosenberg Orsini's, one of the papal bloodlines. And either way, he comes from the same bloodline as Bush's mother. You could see it. Saxe-Coburg Gotha. So again, the royal family, they hide the name Berg tucked in their name, just like the Pope, Bergoglio, name's always there. But is it possible it's all one big family? I got other videos where I'm showing you that Space Force logo is basically half of the hexagram. Triangle going up, triangle going down. Put it together. The hexagram is an X. It's the odds that in Aleister Crowley, the Book of the Law, it's a symbol he uses. There's a lot more to Crowley than meets the eye. They've always swept him under the rug like a satanic occultist, which he is, but this guy was an agent. This guy was an MI6, British intelligence. I mean, and if he is tied into these royal bloodlines and the Orsini's, he comes from the houses that own the government. Why do you think they use the same symbols in the government? The star, the 5-point star, the 6-point star. Again, where do you think the concept of the gray aliens and the big-headed little aliens came from? Aleister Crowley is the one that drew that first depiction of what they call ayahuasca, AI. A lot of occults worship this guy, follow the teachings. Pointed this out already too, but I think even in sports, the all-star game in the occult world is really secretly a tribute to Aleister, all-star. Here, let me show you some coincidences real quick. Not only the similarities in the look, but he actually does know Crowleys, because the Crowleys still live on. Names all over the place in government and politics. It's been said that Trump, his lineage could trace all the way back to the Israel tribes. And so one of them is called the tribe of Dan. And each one of them obviously have their symbols and logos that they use on their coat of arms. And so there's 4 of them for the tribe of Dan. And now look at this. Where do you see this symbol a lot? The eagle, which looks like a phoenix, or it is a phoenix, they say. Again, countless coat of arms for different countries use that, or the double. It's letting you know that these are the original bloodlines, or at least the hijack version. And so another one is the snake. Come back to that. Then you have the scales, and then the horse, the pale horse. Behold the pale horse. And then I've shown this before. Who else uses the white horse? Russia. So that snake. Now again, this is all prophecy, them putting Trump in place, him having the name Trump as the trump card. And do you remember when he first got in? Do you remember the snake speech? He didn't make it up, but he definitely said it for a reason. These are all virtue signals for the ones I could see to let you know what time we're in here and what they got going on.
Take me in, O tender woman, sighed the vicious snake. I have saved you, cried the woman, and you've bitten me, heavens why? You know your bite is poisonous, and now I'm going to die. Oh, shut up, silly woman, said the reptile with a grin. You knew damn well I was a snake before you took me in.
So I read both of these books about Trump from the early 1900s. One was called 1900, or The Last President. And the other book is about his son, Marvelous Underground Travels of Baron Trump. He's got a son named Baron that's like 17, 18. Yeah, Baron is a title amongst the royalty families, but what's the odds? In the book there's a Master Don. They go underground and they end up, there's a whole underground royal society just like up here, down there. They call her in this book, that they call her Queen Galaxa. But the point is the fact that they wrote this over 100 years ago. Some of the other books Ingersoll Lockwood wrote, and this guy's another occultist, alchemist, wizard, magician, all that mixed into one. Maybe Trump has what I would consider one of the biggest secrets of them all. Secrets to manipulate time, not just chronokinesis, manipulating perception of time. I mean, actually being able to manipulate time, manipulate events.
First, there's two Trumps. Okay. The one in the red tie is the real one. The one in the blue tie is not. The one you saw last night after the victory was the blue tie.
See, Reef is a steward, king officer, Anglo-Saxon official, high rank. Ties in to a German word, Mar, with the M-A-R in it. Mars, Margrave. Mar, also Mara, could be water. In Buddhism, it's a demon, Mara. Like I was showing Mar-a-Lago. See, it ties into this other word, Margrave. And when you see what Margrave's all about, that's a word that basically means a count or an earl. Going back to Charlemagne times, military governor. Now Margrave, when you speed up, scroll down, ties into Mark. Think about Elon and what he's doing with the chip, the Mark. Also ties into, the point of all this is to be careful because these magicians are so good because it's too easy to manipulate a mind. Any salesman is doing that. And it ties into another word, M-A-R, Marquise. That's another nobility name or a title of nobility. And then of course it all roots from and ties into the word march. Take away the M, arch, archons. They march on. And that's why the calendar that we live off on is not the right one. And March is the real first day. Like when you march, you take your first step. Right? Because like Sep means 7. Like, you know what I mean? September 11th is really 7/11. And they took down the Tower 7, and the two brothers, the 7/11. And then Dec means 10. So, back to it. We're in the God of War right now. And something big just happened in Russia, which is going to kick it off to another level, clearly. Again, so his middle name ties into the word Margrave and Mark, the Mark. Amongst the royal families, there's different levels to the powers, different ranks, tiers. Like a game, a chess. His family that he comes from, Halderman, they spell that a few different ways also. That's another one of the governmental families. Here's Halderman with Nixon. Here's him with Nixon and Kissinger and friends. So I'll start it off by reiterating on something I told you a long time ago in my videos a couple years ago. That when I was 18 and 19, I was locked up, got in trouble. I got a year in a boot camp program. So when I was in there, though, I read the whole Bible, reading through Revelations, and kind of had these visions that they'll present to us as the devil or the beast. It was Trump, and that was a long time ago now. So it's just funny the way things work out years later, decoding symbolism and tying in Trump to all these things that I kind of already knew and felt way back when I was, again, 18. So we'll get into it just by simply breaking down the etymology. This might be a little kindergarten for you, but let's go through it, because all the words attached to the word Trump, they all make sense. Let's go through it. So the word Trump means playing card of a suit ranking above others. And just with that there, that's why in the 1700s they would change the name to that for multiple reasons, but one is because there is a royal bloodline connection. He's a high-ranking position, just like I heard Bro Sanchez mention. I mean, I see it myself, but he's the only other one I've seen or heard talk about it, that to Israel, Trump is a king, you know? So here goes the second one, trumpet. And of course, because the Bible, and that's part of what I told you when I was 18, you know, I already had that syncretism going, because when I thought of Trump, reading Revelations, the trumpets, instantly thought of him, rich, wealthy, powerful man. And that's before he was really in the political game like that. Trumpet, long like tube, musical instrument, of course. Also, trump, fabricate, devise. From earlier, trump, devise, cheat. From Middle English, trumpet. Late 14th century. From Old French, trumper, to devise, a word of uncertain origin. To mock. To blow a trumpet. To play a horn. Act a fool. Triumph. So, by etymology, some of you like, yeah, I already know that. That's fine, but I'm syncing it all together and tying it all in to show you why. Because again, their name wasn't Trump, it was Drumpf. Possibly wanted to hide the German roots, even though he kind of lets you know he's German. But again, it's to play out the script. Also, it has a big part of why I believe that they changed the name to Trump. And he certainly is the Trump card, isn't he? Don't get any more in your face, guys. It's a movie. It's a script. The presidency of Trump was scripted in a lot of movies and shows, not predicted. Like Simpsons is basically the mothership, right, of putting out the symbolism. And it's in everything else, but, you know, to refer back to the Simpsons, everyone always does. But Back to the Future, he's the president, he's Biff. I mean, it's in the cards. That's all you really need to know. There's a lot that trust Trump. But, you know, however, I've seen it over the years, every new guy that they put in position gains the trust of most of the people. Because, again, looking for that hero. So, you know, a lot don't think that Trump is cabal, Illuminati, part of the scheme. I know he is, from my perspective. And also, there's things that I've talked about for a few years. I'm sure others have mentioned that, you know, you got Trump and Hillary. They attend each other's weddings, the Clintons and the Trumps. And I've mentioned that to someone face to face, and they said, well, of course, man, when you're in that level in the political realm, of course you're going to go to each other's parties. I'm like, what? Why would you go to your enemy's party? What do you mean? And they didn't say much after that, because you're not thinking logically. You're going to your enemy's house and parties and weddings? What are we talking about? It's because I've heard others say they fund each other. That's true, but it's because they're related through bloodline. Simple search you could do, and there's a lot of it. For these kind of things, I suggest going through other search engines, and when you type what you want, go to images, because in the images, there's going to be a lot of stuff you could click on and take you to articles and stuff you're never going to be able to find typing in the regular search. Anyways, Trump and Hillary related to the King John of Gaunt. That's a way back connection. Yeah, I'm sure we could find someone, one of you listening, that has some kind of 18th back, to a royal family. I get all that, but now what we're talking about in the world stage, though, I don't really consider it the same. More looking at the world stage and the jesters and these characters they put in front of us, and they happen to have all these little relations and connections. So I said I wouldn't really comment much with the Trump assassination, but I will a little bit, because basically from when it happened, I was kind of thinking that, especially as soon as the gun came out, the gun they're attacking for years and years, that's the gun again, right? In almost every big shooting like that, always that gun. And that seems to be one of the guns that you'd have a fair shot if, say, there was some kind of civil unrest and chaos and Mad Max scenario going down. A gun like that, you got a shot. They don't want that, huh? So, because and now look what they're doing a little while later, and you even got like Alex Jones and Roger Stone and all those guys saying this term, assassination denier, for people that might be saying, it was a blood capsule or just a whole thing set up. And deep researchers, they know it's set up. Come on now. It's in the cards. I always like to refer to it. And now whoever the Steven Jackson, fake name, whoever that actually is, it's really doesn't matter, because we know the masterminds behind who put the cards together and what they're attached to. And that's not the only marker and evidence for that everything's a script by the Bible being lived out. There's a lot of symbols revolving around Trump that tie it all in and seal it all up, seal the deal for me. What I'm going to do right here is, if you got any level of discernment, you could add this up and say, oh, damn, yeah, it's set up. And it's in the cards, man. It's all in the cards. Everything that's happened or is yet to happen, they've laid out in these cards. When they get close to the end of, when they get close to their reset. So, I just got a quick question. Because, the guy's name, the shooter's name, everyone knows all the stuff. I'm not going to I can't add anything new as far as that. BlackRock commercial, the building's owned by BlackRock. I got a quick question for you, though. Regarding it being set up and Trump's involvement, does Trump have any friendly relations with BlackRock or Larry Fink or Blackstone and Schwartzman? Because these guys, again, are tied in and they're Rothschilds. They all sit on the board. Alright, we'll just do a little simple gematria. I want to show you how it's set up. If you want to see it. Let's screen share. Thomas Matthew Crooks. Let's see what it equals in gematria or gematria, one of many avenues to decode this strange place we live in. The word matrix is right in it. Hebrew 1706, English 1482, simple 247. Sparks will fly. The witch's hymen. Whoa! What do we have here? Donald
Event Horizon. Show over. Wow. Do we need anything else? Decode it, getting ready for the transition. Wow. The Simpsons. But Donald Trump Event Horizon. And what are we doing? We're in Gematria and Thomas Matthew Crooks equals 1706, as well as Donald Event Horizon. Let's keep on going down and see what else we see. Low blood pressure. That might give some people high blood pressure. Depends. Emergency broadcast message. We will make America great again. Now we're going in English. 1482. Thomas Matthew Crooks equals that. And so does We Will Make America Great Again. Yellowstone volcano. It just popped off a little. Yellowstone. You could damn near read the script, guys, going through here like this. Man. Hail Trump, Father of America. Again, this is Thomas Matthew Crooks' name equaling 1482. And also Hail Trump, Father of America does. What's the odds? What's the odds? If you think it's coincidence, how strange. The rapture of the church. All right. So when this happened, I had an idea to see, because everything's done by numbers and signs, symbols, dates. I had this idea to see what all other events, major events, happen on that day. All major events, historical events. We'll go with the first one. Doesn't matter. It's all going to be in there. Well, damn, the first one that pops up. Capture of William I, England. We could go all the way back. There's something in here I want to show you. I just don't know if it's in this one. Alright. So I'll read through some of these. There's so many. Capture of William I. This is on July 13th. Same day, oddly enough, as the thing, All the way back, 1522. A lot of major things happen on this day. Romanov succeeds his father, Michael, the Tsar of Russia. They're all important. I'm just picking, but Constantine up here in 1700. $1800s. Patents for locomotive wheels. A lot of war stuff, of course. New York City draft right, anti-draft protests turned violent. Over 100 killed, including lynching of black, 2,000 injured, and 50 buildings burned. Riots last 3 days. Let's keep looking. Sarnoff. In 1930, David Sarnoff reports in New York Times, TV would be a theater in every home. It would be, and it is, huh? A cult. Celebration right here on the same day. Hollywoodland. 1923, the Hollywood sign is officially dedicated in the hills above Hollywood, Los Angeles.
It originally read Hollywood Land, but the 4 last letters are dropped after renovation in 1949. Look what else. 1960, U.S. Democratic Convention nominates JFK. Is that just coinky again? Coincidence, coincide? Write those 2 words down and look at them. It's pretty much the same word, and that's because when you get enough of them, they add up. They coincide. The coincidences do. Look what else. 62, U.S. performs nuclear test at Nevada test site. That's why you got so much you could find so easily, like all the alchemical names and all the rocks like thor, thorium, and things like this come from explosions,
Always running so they never catch me half-stepping. They set shit on fire, direct energy weapons. They funded hate groups and riots right before the election. Open up your third eye and see God's reflection. Trump, that's the trumpet. Trump, that's the real name. That's way back before the name changed. And Biden's probably a clone. I don't pick sides, I ride alone. It's all an act, can you see the game? We headed for disaster, looking at the rapture strings pulled by the puppet master. Dive deep into my mind's eye, try to show you a light now, don't be shy.
There's 2 Trumps. One in the red tie is the real one. The one in the blue tie is not. The one you saw last night after the victory was the blue tie. Now, if you would punch up Dr. Carson, Ben Carson, when Trump called him a pedophile, and the next day he joined Trump, and the guy asked him, see, every now and then you slip and say so. He said, why'd you do that? He says, it's 2 Trumps.
Black as well, depicting her as black. Now let's go back to the tip of the spear. In English, it's 888 for Donald J. Trump. Very deep numbers, powerful numbers. A lot of meaning within that number, those numbers. Finished cross, spirit birth, Jesus, cross, righteous God, God's anointing. All the way down, my morning star. This is some of what I wanted to show you. Here is nuclear weapon is also 888, along with Donald J. Trump in English, gematria, as well as maybe a date we should all look out for, everyone. December 7th. Okay. Time traveler. How crazy is that? Donald J. Trump also equals time traveler. And the tie-ins with Tesla's technology, Trump's family. That's interesting, huh? Because you got all the references in Back to the Future about Trump, or Biff being Trump. And then also the books from the 1890s, Marvelous Underground Travels of Baron Trump. I've read both of those books more than once. You should check them out. The Marvelous Underground Travels of Baron Trump. Plain as day. His son is Baron. It's pretty similar artwork as far as his face on the cover from way back in the 1890s. And the book has Master Don in it. There's a whole underground royal society, a whole elite system underground. They're just giving you little clues and hints in this book. It's a very deep book. I would suggest it if you're into figuring, these kind of things out. And then again, it's a post-World War book. That's why they're underground. I wanted to add this in, actually. So, speaking of the Back to the Future, now look at this from the Back to the Future. I caught something. If any of you watched my first video, it's not even on YouTube, it's on like Instagram. I just wanted to have that video somewhere. Had it on the website, have to rebuild a new website now. Anyways, in that video, couple years ago, 2020, I was showing you how a lot of these guys, they use fake names, like the word Fauci. It's most likely a fake name. In Italian, Fauci means jaws, basically. Jaws. Just like what a shark would do is kind of what his job was to do, right? A couple years ago. But again, look right here in Back to the Future. It says Jaws 19. Jaws means Fauci. It also means sickle. You know, like what Saturn holds. Reaper. It all makes sense for this guy. Clown. Get out of here. You know what's sad is the common everyday person. If you were to show them all this up to this point, they'd still say, still voting for Trump. I mean, do what you want. I don't vote either way. I see past all the BS. That's what these videos are about. Nah. I understand it's just a game. Thing is though, I'm a symbologist, so now I'll really seal it up for you. Let's go into some of Trump's logos and symbols that he uses. I've shown these before in previous old videos. For the times though, definitely necessary. Again, the point to this video is to show you how this is all a game and a script. And they're all actors playing it out. So you already know about the cards. You know the charismatic leader card, the enough is enough, the Teflon coating, that's the court cases. It's in the cards. It's a game. Ask Trump. But one of my lines I say, pick one, red or blue, two sides of the same coin. I thought you knew. You can see the snakes coming out their mouth, son. So why make a choice when you know the outcome? For instance, Trump's coat of arms. I've decoded this in one of my other videos, but on top, the arrow. If we're looking at it in an alchemical standpoint, arrow means to purify. Also looks like a spear, because they call him the tip of the spear. Alex Jones always calls himself and Trump the tip of the spear also. This shows you how deep they go with the symbolism, because MAGA means magician in Sanskrit. And if you look at the 12 tribes of Israel, one of the original tribes is Dan. I think I've said it before. Others probably have said it. Trump comes from the tribe of Dan. One of their symbols is a snake. Again, this is how deep they go with the symbolism. When he got in his presidency, what'd he do? Hit us with the snake speech.
That snake gave her a vicious bite.
Yeah. Remember, he raised his fist, right? Well, I'm a symbolism guy. I know what that fist means. And some of you might even know. That's a commie fist, my friends. There's many hand signs and symbols that they use to infiltrate in, movies, TV, music, or whatnot. And they're a part of the Communist Party. So you're going to see those symbols a lot. But Trump is raising that fist. That's a communist hand symbol, guys and ladies. So, and the fight, number 666. Just like Thunberg a few years ago, the FFF, Fight for Future. Now let me go back though, because if you didn't catch it, this should blow your mind. And what I'm doing here is, again, putting the nail in the coffin as far as if someone would think, was this set up? Did he have a part of it? Nah, there's no way none of this is set up. Well, what am I about to show you? I already showed it to you. Show you again. Trump's coat of arms. Look at the fist. Look at the fist breaking out the top, the box, which is again the Israelite, the Hebrew, the symbolism as well up there. Showing Saturn symbolism, and also quite possibly the whatever event breaking the sky open, just like it's been written about. Yeah. If you've been studying for a while, you've already came to the realizations that symbolism, it's layered, it's sacred geometry. So there's messages within messages, codes within codes. In computer term, being if it was a simulation, on how you program in a simulation, it's called sigils, though. You know, sigil magic, how the symbols can trap you and lock your mind and program you, my friends. So what I'm here for is the reverse of that, TVD programming. And we already went over the tip of the spear. That means to purify, the alchemical symbol, right? To purify, to reset. Yeah, come on, guys. This is nuts, right? Let me know what you think about that. In conclusion, if there was a communist takeover of a country and they created a two-party system and both sides are manipulated and controlled with pretty much the same agenda, if not the same agenda, what would it look like? You're in it, my friends. Protect you and yours.
Deprogram your mind.
My opinion, and some others, the real powers of this world are not humans themselves. A lot of my previous videos, I talk about the Saturnian bloodlines, and it's known, others know this if you've researched the topic deeply, and it's even in your Bibles that the serpent seed bloodline created a race in this realm to control it, the overseers, the overlords. I've been showing for a while who they really are. Let's recap on some stuff. Let's go to Trump's coat of arms. He's the tip of the spear, or the arrow. And that fist looks very similar, doesn't it? Would it be the reason the gematria on Thomas Matthew Crooks equals Donald Trump Event Horizon? You remember that? No. Communist hand symbol. The alchemical symbol means to purify. Here's a young Trump, tip of the spear. At the top, on top of the doors, it says through these portals. And the tribe of Dan, it's got 4 symbols assigned to the tribe of Dan. Got the white horse, which is Trump, the scales, the eagle, the phoenix, and the snake. Now you know why the first time in he hit everyone with the snake speech over and over, because he speaks through symbolism. If you know, you know. If you don't, you would have thought it just was referring to the borders. They tell you who they are.
Snake gave her a vicious bite.
Trump Tower looks a lot like a missile. Tesla logo looks a lot like the Templar sword. Oh wait, they just said that yeah, that wasn't a Nazi salute he did. That was a Roman salute. And then they said he was just trolling. Well, Wouldn't you think there's a reason that the Roman salute and the Nazi salute is the same? Couldn't be because it's both funded by the Vatican at the end of the day with the same agenda, could it be? Of course. And the name Elon has a lot of words within it. One of them backwards is Noel. It means the head. Root word to elongation. A lot of coincidences adding up. That means it coincides. It's for a reason. And the X that he loves, his favorite letter. Of course, it could mean a prop, a bow, a serpent, a cross. Hebrew alphabet. It's the symbol of a serpent or a dragon. And these are characters from Revelation on the world stage, acting out their script. And not human, if you ask me. It's funny, the advertisement for Neuralink seems like they're showing you what's in his head, right? So, do the real powers of this world disguise themselves as humans, but they're really AI? The military and technology is decades ahead, maybe even a lot more than that as far as what they release to the public compared to what they actually have. Let's go over some words that might be interesting. Apple, for instance, you have iOS. That's iOS. Another clever way to spell or say iOS. 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 And the word Android, you got AI right in that word as well. And yes, I'm referring to iOS, the spirit that Aleister Crowley communicated with, and it dictated the book of the law. And I know Crowley was just a dark magician and witch, warlock, or whatnot, but I think there's a lot more truth in iOS character than meets the eye. And I think it is an ancient deity or demon that's possibly in control of this world. Goes under many names. So if AI is linking to another dimension, it makes sense. Number one, I've brought up before the Google Chrome symbol. Yeah, it's 666 with the I in the middle, but the alchemical meaning of that symbol is a vortex or a portal. And one of the breakdowns of the word iOS is it's a distortion of I was, hinting to an entity beyond the realm of time. The secrets of immortality to me would be uploading soul's consciousness to a computer. Put together a nice little slide here, syncing up a lot of different branches of the same thing at the end of the day. They all have the same goal and they all worship the same thing. Check it out. There's a lot of terms used in computer term hinting at the fact that spirits, in fact, control the realm. And they're Gates and Elon and Sam Alterman. These are some of the characters that, in my opinion, they get their orders from the other side or the one in control. For instance, sigil means symbol. Sigil programming is in reference to witchcraft, right? But also sigils are related to PC programming, computer programming. Just another hint that we're in a simulation. And for the everyday symbology, they call it symbols. It's sacred geometrical patterns or whatnot, but they're all part of the mind control apparatus.
Trumpet Trump, that's the real name. That's way back before the name change. It's all an act. Can you see the game? We headed for disaster, looking at the rapture strings, pulled by the power